They barely can decide on who will stage the meeting, where will it happen. There's a lot of ego in that room when all these leaders come together. Can there ever be a common minimum program, or is this India's worst nightmare? Veer Sanghavi.
Well, let's do it step by step. First of all, history tells us that there has never ever in India been a government without the support or the participation of the Congress and the BJP Jansan. All your polls say exactly the same thing will happen. There is no way these guys are going to get 272 even if they add the odd party or whatever. So why are they doing this? There is no way they can form a government or get a majority. They're doing this because this is less a political front than a hostage situation. This is less a platform than a ransom note. What they are telling the Congress is, if you want to stop Modi, we can. Put us in power, back us from outside, and you will keep Modi out. They believe the Congress is frightened enough Modi, frightened enough what Modi will do to them, to members of the Gandhi family, and the Congress will accept this ransom demand and will put them in office. I think they're wrong. I think the Congress will tell them to take a flying leap, and I don't think anything will come of this.
No, you're saying nothing will come off
Nothing.
this?
Zero.
Rahul, very quickly.
Yes,
zilch.
The points which are coming out of all other panelists is, non-Delhi based. Isn't that what is happening in the choice of Narendra Modi, who is not a Delhi-centric leader? He's come from somewhere else. One. Second, also the arrogance and the way in which coalition dharma, initial coalition, now coalition, Atal Bihari Vajpayee proved that if you treat all the state leadership and the state regional parties with a certain sense of, camaraderie and understanding that the regional aspirations will have to be respected, I can't see why a coalition will have to be dealt with in a different fashion. Congress may not have succeeded because that is inherent DNA of Congress to be arrogant, to treat everybody. You saw the way in which Kapil Sibal spoke in the parliament today. So it is a question of BJP handling many others too.
But there is a fundamental flaw in the arguments that we've heard from members of the alternate front, and I want to put that question to Derek O'Brien. First and foremost, is Didi feeling left out of the party? The left is stitching together this alternate coalition where you have no part to play. Is that because they're assuming that you will tie up with Modi and that you're part of his post-election calculation? Derek O'Brien, welcome.
Okay, I've been listening very patiently. Let me make some quick points on behalf of my party. First and foremost, the Trinamool Congress did not go to that meeting. Trinamool Congress is focused on two things at the moment. One, continuing the good work which we've done in Bengal for the last 32 months. And we have a single focus. We believe the great development we've done in Bengal, we need to get that message across to everyone in Bengal, as already been done. And we want to come as close to getting as 42 seats in Bengal.
That's what Modi said in his rally today. That Mamata Banerjee is doing great work in Bengal, I'll do great work in Delhi, Pranab Mukherjee will be the president. Are you playing along with the same script, Derek O'Brien?
See, your opinion polls are saying we'll get 30 seats, so at least give me the time proportion to that from now, Rahul.
Go on.
Okay. Our thing is that we are focused on these elections to come to Delhi with what we've done in Bengal. Then this so-called third front, I'll tell you, anyone, any kind of third front with this irrelevant, outdated, rejected party called the Communists is a non-starter, because the Communists have become irrelevant. So third front is a papi front because it has the Communists in it. So we're looking at certainly options which we call, for want of a better name, like Jai said or Pawan said, we can call it a federal front or a United India front, call it what you want. It's a non-Congress, non-BJP, non-communist group of parties.
Abani Roy is scowling at what you're saying. And is that there's a federal front that's rising? You are not invited to that party.
Listen, let me finish. Let me finish. If you look at these numbers, there's no invited to the party. This is not the time for the party, because for the communists, the party was over many years ago. There is no party. They are clutching at straws. If you look at these parties which are strong in states, I don't think like gentlemen like Mr. Alak can be so dismissive about the party in Orissa or the party in Bengal or the party in Bihar or the party in Tamil Nadu. These are very strong parties which meet regional aspirations.
Abani Roy.
And we do believe,
Abani,
we do believe this is the option to the Congress and the BJP. The bad news of today's meeting is the loser left were there. The losers.
Well, they're the ones who put this together. Abani Roy must respond to Derek O'Brien. He's calling you irrelevant.
Nothing else to do.
No, but everyone else was at their party, not at the one thrown by Didi. Abani Roy must respond. You know, you're already being dismissed from within this alternate front. They're wanting to throw the left out, and Didi wants to start her own front. Abani Roy, please respond.
In fact, you know, so far the Indian government is concerned, now it is an era of coalition.
Yes.
Whoever may be in the Prime Ministership, he is a man of the coalition. This is the real fact. In spite of that, to form a third front at this juncture is very, very impossible, because the character of the regional parties are such, and the leaders of the regional party wants to be the Prime Minister.
Absolutely.
So there will be chaos if such type of front is made. Apart from that, my point is this, that nobody is thinking for the India as a whole. Everybody is thinking to break up of the country. So to me, the question of third front doesn't mean to rule the country or to be in the chair, but to rule the country like India, where many people live in many places with their own ideas, with their own
Those are very important points. This coming from a member of the left front. Everyone is out only to protect himself.
Rahul,
yes.
Rahul, you can imagine the situation the left front is in. Their own partners are jumping the boat.
You are very keen on throwing them out and coming into the boat yourself. But that's not the point. I want to go across to all those who advocated that the third front can be a reality, starting with Jai Panda. A member of the left front, which is part of this alternate front, is already dissing what you are trying to do, saying each one is only interested in himself and not interested in the nation's interest. How will this ever work, Jai Panda? It simply can't. How do you respond to Abani Roy?
I want to say two things.
Yes, sir.
Now, one point that I have to add, because
Rahul,
you know,
I want to say two things.
Mr. Roy, let Jai Panda make his point. I'm coming back to you. Jai Panda, fire away.
The CPI and CPM took the initiative and doing it. Left front means all these political left parties.
Two quick points.
So
yes.
Here the initiative.
Go on, Jai Panda.
And let them do it. Let them come up before
Rahul,
the election.
two quick points.
Yes, sir. Go on.
First of all, I want to emphasize that the meeting today.
But my point. Yep.
Go on, Jai Panda.
2 quick points. I want to emphasize that the meeting today was only to arrange parliamentary coordination for this last session of Parliament, because we see this situation where the UPA government is itself disrupting Parliament. Its ruling party is disrupting Parliament, and yet wants to take the high moral ground for bringing in a lot of anti-corruption bills. We want these bills to be discussed and passed properly.
No, let's not go away from the core issue that we are discussing. Whether a left front or a third alternate front can pose a threat. You have to respond to Abani Roy, saying each person is interested in his own state, not about the national big picture. How will this ever work? Answer the larger, more fundamental questions.
I will respond if you allow me to respond.
Go on.
I will respond if you allow me to respond.
Go on, sir.
I was just making a point that today's meeting was not a pre-election alliance. It had a limited purpose for parliamentary coordination. Point number 2 is, a lot of people have argued that these regional parties can't work together because they have many disparate interests. Shall I just point something out to you? Do you think either a BJP or a Congress-led government can actually happen without most of these parties being involved in a coalition with them? Will they not then have disparate interests? So if you're so convinced that a BJP leader can carry all these parties together, or a Congress leader can carry all these parties together in a coalition, to assume that somebody else cannot do the same, I think is just out of touch with reality.
Sangvi must respond. If Modi can do it, if Manmohan can do it, why can't a Naveen Patnaik?
Because there's a difference in that the bulk of the parliamentary party constitutes one party, and these guys are 20 here, 15 here, 7 here. Here you're going to have no one big bulk party. You're just going to have 20 here, 30 here, 15 here. You're going to have all these. You're going to have Mulayam Singh Yadav saying, "I oppose English." You're going to have Jayalalitha saying, "I only speak English. I don't speak Hindi." It's a joke. It'll never work.
It's a joke.
By now they should have at least emerged. They are only scrambling at its beginning now. That is the point. They may be present in a very, very powerful way in their respective regions, but till now they have not consolidated to emerge.